Welcome to the clubhouse, baseball fans. If you live and breathe baseball, this is the place for you.
Yes.
Love seeing this crew back, most of it. Ben and Christy excluded. Love seeing it.
Wow.
Love seeing you guys back. Did somebody
Thanks.
did nobody get that? Did nobody understand that right? The only one I wasn't hearing was
I think you said it wrong. So
Yeah, you said
good
it
work.
wrong.
Very
I was
good
like, what
work
did
by
I
you.
do?
Did he get trivia with it? Did he, being myself? Did he? It's just trivia.
I'm still waiting for where the dig is.
Well, I didn't say it was like supposed to be a dig. It rhymes.
You did great.
No. Matt
You
sucked, Mike
crushed
sucks.
the
There you go.
intro, and then you try to dig at me, but you're like, Mike's the best. Good to see you.
Pretty much what you
Damn.
did. Love you, Ben.
Sorry, Paul.
I was just so excited.
I know what you were going for.
I was just so excited. I'm so glad to be back, though, especially guest hosting here for the first episode this season. I think it's going to be some great banter and some great conversation all year long. I would say about half of the storylines are about flipped from what we probably thought they were going to be this time last year or even at the end of the season. So a lot of hopes have been dashed already. A lot of people still have some hope. A lot of people have hope that we wish didn't have hope. So let's just welcome everybody first, except Mike. Is that clear enough? I welcome everybody but Mike.
All right.
You hit it that time.
That makes more sense. Yeah, down with Mike. Yeah.
Poor Mike.
Speaking of down, we will go with Mike first. How you want to welcome us to your down year?
Yeah, I mean,
going
it's certainly the team that's not going the way it was supposed to go. I mean, but you also could have predicted this a little bit if you had, watched what unfolded in the offseason as we watched one of our great players after another walk out the door, from Alonso to Diaz to Nimmo to McNeil, and we bring in new guys who were frequently injured in Luis Robert and Polanco, and what do you know? They are injured again. We got a backup closer now with probably a 5 ERA. I don't know what his ERA is right now, but I don't know. I think I have to say, with the whole Diaz thing, like this, I don't think I've heard this anywhere else. I really think that Diaz knew he was hurt when he signed with the Dodgers, and he was such a Met and so beloved by the Mets that he just didn't want to do that. And I hope so. I hope I'm right. That's my theory. I'm sticking by it. I hate to think that he left us like of his own free will and wanted to go to the Dodgers. So that's what I'm going with there. But I mean, everybody we brought in, Marcus Semien is too old. Peralta was supposed to be an ace, and he's more like a 3 right now, maybe a 4. I mean, he's been solid, but he definitely is far from an ace. So the whole thing stinks, and our GM stinks, and everything he thought he was doing blew up in his face. And we'll see. There's next year. I read something today. We got we could have up to $130 million coming off the books this offseason. That's more than a lot of teams' entire payrolls. So we could be looking at a completely different team in New York next year, and hopefully we even have baseball next year. We'll get into that down the line, but I don't think there's going to be much from my Mets for a while.
You also forgot to mention Francisco Lindor. We're hoping 30 to 40 million comes off the IL tomorrow. That's what we want,
Ben. Let's go.
Yeah.
Can we get a couple wins once we get our whole team back together for the first time of the year?
Yeah. Paul, I hate to break it to you. I just traded for Ozzy Albies, and if he's anything like when I traded for Francisco Lindor, a long IL stint is coming.
That was my fault, Ben. That was my fault.
Curse.
I told you he was a slow starter, and you pounced on it.
I know.
After you did your own research, of course.
Yeah, Wilson Contreras killing it on my own bad team, And then he's starting to pick it up too.
I don't think we're going to hand out X's on the inaugural episode this year. So I think you're safe here, Ben. because you're going to need twice as amount of points as your team actually earns you to compete in the internal competition, I believe, probably with Mike. Not saying the Braves are going to blow it out of the water because there are two halves to every season, and it's starting to, there's this little like ripple in the water where people are starting to get hurt. The people that don't need to get hurt are getting hurt. Strider looking like, a little crumbly. I appreciate the shout out that we got directly from Mike Trout. I think he played it perfectly this week where we were coming for our first episode. And I've been telling people for a while that it's unbelievable to me and unacceptable that baseball players get hurt the way that they do. Mike Trout is on the injured list because he couldn't make it to first base, unabated to anything without hurting himself, and is now on the IL for at least the 30th time in his career. It's unbelievable how this continues to happen, but it's unbelievable. There's nothing else I can say. I think our team has, great prospects for this year and has been pretty consistent, but they're starting to show some cracks for sure. But the lead right now is big enough that we can lose a few and still be all right as long as it doesn't become a trend.
I saw something the other day. As hot as the Phillies have been, they've only made up one game on you in the past couple of weeks. You guys must be hot as hell too.
And it's crazy. And honestly, whenever I look, I'm like, why are we losing? Like last night we lost to the Padres. Like I didn't watch it. It would start at 10. Woke up and we lost 1-0 and we out hit them 7-4. And I was like, what is that? That's like the worst. That's terrible. That is the waste. Like, I don't get it. And then I wake up to the other side and it's like the Red Sox have a 2-game winning streak for the first time in this calendar year. So
they didn't complete the sweep, thank God. Oh my.
Nope. Could not extend their season high 3-game win streak for the 4th or 5th time this season.
Ben and I literally talked before the
shame.
series started. I'm like, well, I guess I get to see how bad your team really is. And then they took the first two and I was like, what? And my team looked awful I feel like the first time actually looking awful, like horrible throws, couldn't make a catch at first, like overthrew Naylor at first, like just all kinds of just crazy stuff happening. Horrible pitches in the dirt, hitting the backstop, scoring runs oh wow, it was insane.
Yeah, your bats went pretty cold. Unfortunately for the Red Sox, teams only need to score 3 or 4 runs and they'll beat the Red Sox 9 out of 10 times. So Julio has some splaining to do.
Yeah.
So where's your head at with the team this year so far, Ben? I know it's a rhetorical question, but just trying to get the conversation out of you.
You know, guys, I don't know how long you guys have all been a fan of your favorite teams, but you stick with them the whole year. You get notifications on your phone, but some years when it's going bad, you're not checking the standings, you're not checking the stats, you're not wanting to know who just called up today, who's the young prospect coming up. You just settle for those score updates where it's LLL. So, you choose to spend your time doing other things that make you a little happy instead of spending your time doing things and watching your team just make you sad and pissed off. And yeah, it's been, this could go down as one of the worst years, if not the worst year in Red Sox history.
I mean, I feel your pain from last year. I really didn't check a whole lot after like April or maybe even May. I would just wait for other people to tell me that we lost. I didn't really have to look it up. I didn't really bother with it.
Like,
you haven't won a game since Tuesday. I was like, but it's Saturday.
Yeah,
that's terrible. No, I didn't know, and I don't want to know.
You probably came home, put the game on in the background, and then started doing whatever you're doing, and just you're not as engaged as much because you just know you're driving yourself insane. So, I had the game on last night. I was watching a little bit. So when I'm able to, I'll watch the games. Like I said, you just can't let it go completely. You're still a fan. You support your team through good and bad, and you try to take the little wins out of the year. Getting to know players you're not as familiar with. Getting to see guys like Wilson Contreras hopefully have a career year in home runs. One of the few only bright spots for our team. But I'm hoping that Roman Anthony comes back soon because that's also part of the reason. The Red Sox don't have their best pitcher, Garrett Crochet. He's been out for weeks now. He's going to continue to be out for weeks. And
I didn't realize that. What's wrong with him?
I didn't know either.
He's lat injuries, something. I'm guessing it's something in his arm. They're just saying
I
lat
can't
for
believe, has
now.
he
Could
played
be
at
his
all this
elbow.
year? I
Could be
can't
his
believe
shoulder.
I didn't pick up on this yet. He's a stud.
He's had a handful of starts. There was one really, really bad start that might have like signaled him going on the IL at the time, and he gave up like 10 earned runs to the Twins. I remember I was driving home. I'm just like, oh my god. Well, I'm losing my fantasy matchup this week because I have Crochet myself. But yeah, he's only had like a handful or more starts, but he's been out for a while. I mean, he was second in the Cy Young last year. Roman Anthony showing a lot of promise, but not having your two best players is, I mean, you are where you are, but you know, when you don't have the players to pick up the slack on the rest of the roster, you're not really going to do much. Like I said, if the other team scores 3 or more runs, the Red Sox are going to lose like 99% of the time. So it doesn't take much.
How about you, Christy? You got a little bit more optimism than the Ben does there. I know that I haven't really heard too much about Cal this year. I
He's
assume that
back.
means that he's just
He just came off.
mediocre.
Who's
Oh,
hurt?
He was hurt. He just came back over the weekend. Cal is officially back. He's looking fairly good against the Red Sox. I mean, obviously they took 2 of the 3 games, but I mean, Cal hit a couple of nice little bloopers that, you know, got him. I think he got an RBI off of 1. He got a double off of 1. I got to watch, you know, he was on first and somebody hit a double. So got to see the big dumper come around third. It's always fun watching that. When that gets going, you're not stopping it. So that's our running joke in this house is once that dumper starts running, it doesn't stop. But
Oh,
that's a
you
lot.
said it.
That's a lot to slow down. But yeah, I mean, Cal's back. Brendan Donovan's still out. He's been gone over a month. But it's okay. I mean, we made some moves around. JP's at third now. He's not playing shortstop anymore. Colt,
Yeah, you called up Colt Emerson,
yeah,
right?
Colt Emerson was, I mean, that kid has just been phenomenal. We now have 6 pitchers in our starting rotation, so they play the piggyback game where one starts and one finishes. So you pitch 5 innings and then the other one pitches the last 4 since we have 6 starting pitchers. Yeah, otherwise, I mean, we're kind of like between like Rev Snyder and a couple other guys. Like Randy looks good still, you know, ye old Randy or Rosarena. She's just out there still doing it. Julio looks great. He does get like 2-3 game little cold spells, but he's been, I mean, he hit 11 home runs in May and he's back on the board again for June's, you know, and he's doing it for June and everything. So, I mean, we're still sitting on top. Not that sitting on top of our division is that great of a feat because the AL, especially the AL West, doesn't look that great, but you know, we're doing it. We're doing what we got to do. My hopes are still alive. They're better than they were when I started the pod last year. So if we can repeat it against CS, that'd be great, but we'll see.
Does it seem like the league overall is starting the season a little bit with the injury bug, or
I feel like our big
equally?
guys,
Like, I mean, I don't see like any team is completely decimated, but it seems like just a lot of people being okay. Seems like a lot of teams like around the league just have like a couple of names that, you know, well-known names that are out.
Yep.
Like everybody has had people that are on maybe even multiple stints already. You know, I mean, I mean, everybody assumes it from like Acuna and, you know, from a Braves perspective, you know, how it's not, is he going to get hurt? It's how many times he's going to have to go out. But it seems like to me, based on nothing, but just to me, it just seems like there's a lot of people, like a lot of teams, like injury bug just going around to start the season. To me, it just doesn't seem like his healthy start as it did last year.
well, yeah, Shohei was out a bit in May, wasn't he? Like, I mean, everybody, I mean, like big names all across the league have spent.
And I don't know if it's being overcautious or are they really getting hurt like that? Mike Trout aside, of course.
I was trying to go through my starting day lineup in my head, and I think only 2 out of 9 guys have not hit the injured list yet this year for the Mets. Bo Bichette and Simeon, I think, would be the only of 9 that haven't hit injured
What about
list.
Carson Benj?
He did start day 1. You're right. I forgot he started out of the gate. So
look at Benny and that baseball head, man. You can't mess with that. It's insane.
My team's so bad I have to pay attention to other people's shitty teams.
Ben's has
give
been one of 2 or 3 bright spots for me this year. That kid's solid. The other kid we put out in the other corner outfield spot couple games into the year. AJ Ewing has been very solid. Those two kids and Soto. My outfield is the only thing I got going for me right now.
What's been up with Nolan McLean? He seemed to kind of regress a little bit. What's up with him?
He's been pitching well again lately. He did have a bad starter. Not I guess for him a bad starter too. It really wasn't that bad, but I mean, he's been fine again.
Okay, that's good. Peralta hasn't been great though, right?
No, that's another one that could
Yeah,
work. David Stearns.
stuff.
Well, good. Yeah, this is probably not as quite as positive of a first episode as we had hoped with, but that's the layout of our teams. And I mean, if we were to talk to our friendly neighborhood Philly fan, I'm pretty sure up until the last couple of weeks, they would have been probably using a lot more adult words than Ben has so far. But I still would like to talk about the Filthies. I mean, they have absolutely made a 180. It's gone back to like a 160 at this point now, a little bit. They are off the moon a little bit, but, immediately throwing Don Mattingly in there completely looked like it was going to reshape, or at least it completely reshaped the first half of the season for sure.
Yeah, but
I mean,
in true Don Mattingly fashion, it all comes back to ruse. The only retired number by the Yankees to never win a World Series. Check it out. The all-time great Yankees, but he's the most overrated Yankee.
That was an excellent stat right there. One I wouldn't have believed if I didn't know it was true. But what we can all hope for is that they do just enough so that they hire him full time, and then they're locked in of 2 to 3 years of misery before we Thompson this thing all over again, in true
Amen,
Philadelphia
Paul.
fantasy fashion. So I mean, if I have to sacrifice a couple games and they end up being second in the division and maybe come close, like miss the wild card because of Bryce Harper being on his menstrual cycle or something like that, then I will. I think that it's a good case to make him the next manager, and I would like to see that. The same way that I hope that the Eagles and the Giants and they all keep the same players. Like I say it every year in the NFL. Don't do anything different. Just keep all the same players and all the same staff on the sideline. I'm fully support every one of you, and it's worked out for quite a bit for me. So I'm going to keep saying that. I
It's
think
real
for the
kind of
most
you,
part,
Paul.
they probably would agree. I think a Phillies fan would probably agree with most of this. But I don't even think right now is Mike in our division is Nationals have a better record than the Phillies right now.
Don't think so. No, they're a game behind.
Okay.
Maybe a game and a half. One win behind.
Okay. All
The
right.
Nationals, they've been a pretty big surprise team. I would have pegged them for in front of the Marlins, but still like a bad team, but they've been pretty good.
They took some from
Marlins
us.
were surprised to start the
me.
season, like the very, very start of the season. The Marlins were kind of a surprise.
I could be wrong about this. I think the Marlins had the most wins in the month of May in Major League Baseball.
Okay, maybe it was May, not April then.
Still pretty good.
They look quite competitive. And again, like the Nationals, I mean, outside of like James Wood, maybe a little hint of what's his face? Dylan Cruz.
Abrams.
Yeah, I was gonna say a little bit of CJ Abrams and a little Dylan Cruz. I mean, I can't name anybody. I can't even name the manager to be honest right now. So and I know there it is. Even stumping the Swami over here.
Nationals manager. Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Fact check.
not gonna be a factor. Yeah, don't even bother looking it up.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing, if you're gonna have a down year, Ben, maybe this is the year because the Yankees look like, for the most part, outside of injuries and Jazz Chisholm sucking on lollipops in the field, it looks like they can put together a pretty good team if Aaron Judge stays healthy. They look pretty good. And the Devil Rays are exactly the Devil Rays. I don't know how baseball I don't know how the other owners still put up with the Devil Rays doing this,
Well, they
doing it
won't.
every
They
year.
won't after the season.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows after the year when we're going to see another baseball game?
But I think those two are going to be pretty dominant in your division. So if you're going to have a down year, this may be the one to do it. And what's your division looking like, Christy?
Kind of like I said before, like we're not. I mean, being in first place in the AL West isn't that great of a feat right now because it's not hard to be in first place in the AL West because we all kind of are just rocking like.
It's
I'd say
good
about
when it's you. Doesn't matter what the division is. It's good when it's you.
yeah, but it's like it's easy right now because I think we're only like one game up, so it's like super easy to slide up and down now because everybody's so close in our division, and it's not like anybody's just like popped out and has a massive amount of wins. We're all like 1.5, 2, 3 games apart from each other. So I mean, it's anybody's at this point in time. I'm just happy it's mine that's on top right now.
So we've already alluded to it a couple of times here, so we'll just get right into it. Are we going to have baseball next year? And is it the Devil Rays or the Dodgers' faults? Which
It's
one?
both. I mean, technically both, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the CBA they're trying to put together and where they want the floor and the ceiling to be at and to make everybody come together, there's I think 11 or 12 teams that actually fall in the payroll window that they want. And then, 10 teams above and 10 teams below that would need to increase their salaries and decrease their salaries. So it's huge. I mean, my team's safe at what we spend. We fall in that window. But yeah, I mean, who knows? They started the discussions already. They have it out there and they have until the end of the year to figure it out. So, I mean, we'll see. We kind of talked about it a little bit last year. Like, do we think there'll be baseball in 2 years? I
And,
mean, I
I,
hope
and I'll
so,
say,
but I
I, I
don't
Not
know.
said it.
looking too hot.
Yeah,
I said it.
it's not looking great, but
I said it before. If we don't have baseball next year, I don't think it comes back. I think it'll
yeah.
be very hard to come back. It was very hard the first time. People were not happy about that. No one is going to side with it was, I guess, like bitchy millionaires. Now you're looking at bitchy 100 millionaires, and
Yeah.
fans are going to have zero sympathy for any of that. So I think it'll be hard. I'm not saying it's done for good, but I think it's going to be, you're not just going to be like, all right, baseball's going to start again after a year absence. I don't think it's going to be that simple. I don't know the deal with TV rights and TV deals either. I'm just not up to speed on what that is. And I don't know if that is a factor there of if it makes it easier to shut it down or it would make it easier to start it back up. Any of that, like in some of these sports, I mean, and even in college too, I mean, the TV rights deals are what's keeping a lot of it the way that it is. Um, so I don't know if
The
that's a
TV,
factor.
I know a little bit about the TV thing, and part of it is really weird to me. Major League Baseball would like to bring all the TV in-house under one umbrella and distribute it through MLB. Right now, every team owns their own rights and they can sell it, and the biggest markets obviously get the biggest TV contracts. This is why the Dodgers have so much money. Their TV contract dwarfs everyone's, even the two teams in New York. It's unbelievable how much money that market is paying the Dodgers to broadcast television. And it seems to me, at least I haven't read anything about it, I haven't seen any teams like fighting MLB on this. I think most teams, even the big market teams, are in agreement that to have any kind of things are going to work again, that they need to do this because it's not fair that these small market teams, simply because of where they exist, are never going to have the kind of revenue that the big market teams do. If I were the Dodgers or the Mets or the Yankees, I'd be fighting tooth and nail to keep my local market contract. But that's what MLB wants to do, is bring it all in under one thing. And part of that is because some of these small market teams, again, the outlets that are providing their TV have gone bankrupt. FanDuel tried to get into television when they're a betting market, and it didn't work in a lot of markets. And another company, I can't remember the name of it because they've changed their name like 3 times through bankruptcies, is marketing these games as well, and they're not making money. They're losing in the smaller markets, and teams have like not been able to show their games
Local.
on television anymore locally until MLB stepped in and started helping out. So that's where things stand with the TV. I don't know how much of that, it seems to me, because it's not being talked about, is really part of what they need to. They got to figure it out, but
It is part
I
of
don't
the
think that's what's
CBA.
holding things up.
I know they said that that's part of the CBA, like that they want to discuss is that the MLB, like everything that you said, that they want to house all the rights and then it's equal share amongst everything that
Hmm.
comes in from all of the teams, and then it gets split up to all 30 teams in baseball. So, I mean, it could help. I mean, I know being here in Wisconsin, we went from Fox Sports being how we saw the Brewers and Bucks, then it went to Bally, then it went to
Yeah, I remember Bally. Yep,
Yep, and then it went to FanDuel, and now we have Brewers.tv, which is the same as like my Mariners, which I think is through the MLB network is how I get
I think so. Yeah,
mine.
yep.
So
Yeah.
how would you get it in the small markets when it's under like Bally, like one of those like casino names or whatever, Bally or FanDuel? Like, how do you get it? You have to
It was
like,
just
it's an
we had
individual.
It's
a
a
local
television
channel. Yeah.
station,
On
and yeah,
DirecTV
yep.
for us. Yeah.
Tune into channel 502, and you got Bally TV.
But is it normally like part of your regular package you would get, or is it like an extra subscription like you have, like a Netflix? Not necessarily that big time, but
I think you had
you
to
got to
have
pay extra.
I think we always had to make sure we had our sports package updated for football or for baseball and basketball season to be able to show the Bucks and the Brewers.
Okay,
So it's like
that makes sense.
a little bit more expensive than just having your basics from DirecTV. You had to have like DirecTV Sports Plus or whatever.
Yeah, yep. At least the basic sports add-on
Yeah.
usually.
What up, everybody? The beard is here. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, the law offices of William P. Harrington. Credit card litigation, Chapter 7 bankruptcy, estate planning, estate administration, guardianships, they do it all. As a member, listener, follower, supporter of our network, they are offering you a 15% discount on these services. So if you are in the Pennsylvania or New Jersey area, schedule your free consultation today.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
I wonder what ESPN's stance on this is, because I would think they should be talking about this every single day. You're talking about one of the 4 major sports going away completely, and it's been around for 150 years. Why is it not being talked about? We're talking about some asshat who gambled on himself and where he's going to go. Is he going to be what, football league he can get into, and everybody he's suing? Why don't we talk about why or why not baseball is going to be around? I mean, I don't understand. And I don't even hear the Baseball Tonight people talking about it really. I
Oh,
don't under,
weirdly enough, they broadcasted a game on ESPN last night. That's where the Braves were with the Padres. But I think it's only a part of like a handful of games throughout the year. They have like no coverage. Because I remember they tried to get a couple. I think they tried to. No, I think they did get opening day, and Joe Buck did the broadcast. Because now that Joe Buck's on ESPN, he doesn't do baseball anymore.
Well, now
He's only
correct me if I'm wrong, but like when I'm watching my Mariners games, everything is tied into ESPN with MLB TV. So like Mariners.tv or whatever, when I'm watching, my ads are all ESPN related. So they're like, and I get a discounted rate for my Mariners TV because I have the ESPN Plus package. So I think they're kind of interconnected somehow under the same network. They all fall under like the Disney, ESPN,
is it
Hulu, I want to
is
say.
it because of the MLB package, whatever that extended package is, where you can watch any game you want? Is that because it's maybe under that umbrella a little bit?
Yeah, I
Could
don't
be.
know.
I don't
mean,
know.
I
It seems
can't
weird. If
watch
you're getting
anything I want.
you're getting ESPN commercials on all of it, and
Yep.
ESPN's not even talking about it, it seems weird. It's almost like they have an agreement in place to not trash it. You know, to not like give it negative traction, because I'm sure there's not a whole lot positive that ESPN would really have to say about it at the moment from either side. It makes sense that whoever it is that needs to figure it out does need to figure it out.
It's criminal, but think about it. Hockey wasn't on ESPN for like 20 years almost. Like they were one of the major four. And like I remember growing up, there was ESPN NHL 2K5. And then their like broadcasting deal ended. And then like hockey jumped around a little bit, not to go off sports, but it all depends on who's in charge at ESPN, who's calling the shots. Like baseball could just be, I mean, baseball and hockey have always been fighting for third compared to football and basketball. So, I mean, they're pretty much just going to take the spot that hockey had the last 2 decades or so, just not getting on ESPN for whatever reason. Makes no sense.
Well, I mean, hockey's over now, completely over. So you need a solid number 3 to talk about. I don't even know that they're pretty invested in it. I don't think WNBA, which is going to, which just kicked off for the most part, is really going to be one that people are going to watch ESPN for. So, I mean, you really got to get into baseball and really get into the season. It's
People are
weird
going to
that
get into WNBA next year if there's no baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. The WNBA is praying the lockout
Yeah,
goes as long as
I'm
as long
sure.
as possible. Honestly, every sport is like, because baseball is the longest season out of any of them. It goes, I mean, they're showing
Yeah.
up in February for spring training, and the last game sometimes isn't until like the first few days of November.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
only what, like 3 months off?
it
Yeah.
eats into the end of basketball and eats into the beginning of football. So, yeah, I mean, hey, you never know. That can be part of the thing. There won't be 162 games anymore. I'm sure that, the TV rights want it, or, the teams would want it for even more than that. But, you know, if you can only get, if it looks like, the A stadiums did the last couple of years at every place except for LA and New York, then, it doesn't make sense to have it. So I hope they can figure it out. I'm not, baseball is not my number one sport, but good gracious, it needs to stay. You need to still keep the crop of kids trying to play baseball all the time. It's the easiest one to like to pick up and play. We're going to the beach this weekend, and what are we doing? What are we taking? We're taking all the baseball gear. You can do just about anything you want with baseball on the beach. You can do it anywhere. You can pick up and do it just like picking up a basketball. And I think it needs to stick around. And that's what also I think would suffer as well. If you take away baseball for a little bit, you may lose some of these kids, kind of like how COVID kind of hurt schools with all this virtual learning. Kids, if they're not seeing it on TV, they're not as interested in it. I know my son's not. If he wasn't watching baseball, out of sight, out of mind. So, I mean, there's a lot of impacts and future impacts I could see if there is a lockout.
Well,
Yeah,
But
hopefully
I think
a short one.
I think it's crazy that I've said to so many people in the bar that are sitting there with like Brewers, or we have a lot of Cardinals and Cubs fans since we're in the Midwest or whatever. But I was like, yeah, I hope there's baseball next year. And they all give me what do you mean you hope there's baseball next year? And like people who are just passe type fans, like don't get into baseball the way that all of us do and understand what's going on behind the scenes. And I think a lot of people have no idea that it's a CBA year and that, it's been 10 years since they've done it last. And they have no idea that there's the potential that
that's
they might not see
it's
a game next year.
if you listen to regular radio and instead of like a sports talk radio, you listen to the radio on the way to work, or you watch TV in the evening and the news, it's not on there. The
Yeah.
whole topic is ghosted. And that's what seems weird to me, that it's really a huge, huge deal for all of sports, because who knows what's going to happen with the other leagues. Whoever wins or loses is going to get an idea of how this works, and is going to try and put a stranglehold on the other side. And we don't want to talk about what could happen in college sports the way that it is, we're pretty much semi-pro levels now. I mean, it just seems all bad to me, and it seems like something we would want to put the country would want to put, all markets, small or big, would want to put a lot of focus on rectifying for sure. I mean, I think it would be terrible.
It'll
Baseball's a
it'll
big revenue gainer for for colleges as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a thought in my lifetime. This is gonna complete the quad of all the 4 major sports at least being locked out, because the '94 lockout was the year I was born, so I didn't get to really experience that. But we've had NFL, NHL, and NBA during the last 32 years, so I'm not looking forward to MLB completing that that quad.
You're the
Ugh.
jinx, Ben. You're the jinx.
Yeah, I was like, and thanks for aging yourself. I had a mustache that looked like yours in 1994. Good gracious.
Yeah, we're going strong over here. Yeah, but not looking forward to that, because it's the lockouts are extra bad because it's literally the opposite of what you want. Like, we all want to watch sports and talk about sports and whatnot, and because they're not playing is because it's like stuff that doesn't have to do with sports. It's wrecks me,
Well, I
tears
mean,
me
I
up
think,
inside.
sports is good for the nation too. Like politics and religion pulls people apart. Sports and music bring people together. Like, I mean, just the more
Aw.
that we could be immersed in it, the better, I think. So, um,
Amen.
but
And we're starting to lose music on that. We got to keep sports non-political.
true,
Yeah,
it's true. But you go to a concert, you go to a bar or a restaurant or a venue, and they've got music. 99% of the time, everybody is just having a good time. Whether there's sports or music or a combination of both, it's usually a good time. Otherwise, even even when there's like dead left or right side, like Yankees, Red Sox, against each other kind of thing, doesn't matter. Everybody together, it's usually freaking kumbaya. It's great.
I went to 2
One,
Phillies Mets games this past weekend and was pretty much kumbaya all the way around.
it's awesome.
well, I know we got the All-Star game coming up here in a month up in Philly. I mean, if it takes a lockout for us to get some prices that are reasonable to come to some of these things, maybe that's necessary. I
That
don't
is not going to help
understand.
pricing.
That's
I don't
terrible.
understand why a ticket to a fake competition, like, like a home run derby, like where it's not like competitive, like, I mean, you've got your best friend tossing you the perfect pitch 100 times in a perfect scenario, um, is like $800 to go watch this thing. It's
$878 was the cheapest ticket I could find for the home run derby, and it was $868 for the All-Star game for one ticket.
Oh man.
One ticket.
I mean,
Uh,
that's bananas. It's not
I'm
even.
like, that's my mortgage. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah, that's criminal.
yeah.
That is criminal. I mean, you've got these World Cup tickets are one thing. They don't hold a candle to that. That's ridiculous for a couple hours of, I'll call it not fake fun, but you know what I mean. It's manufactured. The whole thing is manufactured. So
Yeah. How many of the people attending the home run derby or the All-Star game are there because they're fans, or are there because they have money?
yeah.
It'd only be for the fans. You should
I
have to
mean,
take
that's
a
all.
written test to get in.
Yes, yeah, you should. You should. It should be a trivia of prove you belong,
Start
and
the
it's not
petition,
based on
Ben.
your.
I'll second it. Let's go. Let's get it going. Bring baseball
Mhm.
back to those of us that actually love the sport and make it
All right,
affordable.
I'm
And
going
same
door
thing
to
with
door in
concerts.
Massachusetts. I'm
Yep.
gonna start a countrywide long,
There you go.
hitting Pennsylvania soon. Gonna head up to Wisconsin.
There
Don't
you go.
worry, guys.
Well,
We're
it should
gonna.
be. I mean, the tickets should come in pairs. You have to bring a kid with you. Like it has to be at least one a kid per adult, because I mean that's what it's for. Um, that's who watch this and want to. All kids want to hit dingers because of this, not from anything else. They want to hit dingers because of this. So I think you should have to bring at least a kid with you if you're going to get tickets or be part of the greatest podcast community.
There you go.
Um,
That's it. Right
This
there.
is true.
That's our selling point.
That should be the price to want to shag balls in the home run derby. Like, you should have to pay up to be one of those people, and then prove you can catch a fly ball.
Oh, I think you should be able to. I
I would
think you should
love
have to
that.
prove that you can throw out a first pitch better than your favorite rapper or celebrity. If you can do that, then you at
I'd,
least get a leg in a foot in.
I'd love that too. Oh man, yeah, bring it on! Bring on all the tests to get into this scrimmage between the best players in the sport.
It
I
should
love it.
be. It should, if you're going to have the best players, you need to have the best fans. And that doesn't mean that asshat that goes around to every stadium and has caught 9,000 balls because he knows where everyone is in right field, where it's going. Not that. The actual true fans that are in it because they want to, all the kids wearing all their gear and bring a glove. If you ain't bringing a glove, better not see your cell phone out. That's for sure. But here, let's go through the season here in about 5 minutes. Let's fast forward to September. Where does everybody see their team at the end of September? We'll go in reverse order here. How about you, Christy? We're trying to be try and be unbiased. That your team is gonna. You don't need necessarily a turnaround, but at least try and be unbiased.
I am still the only team in Major League Baseball that has never been to a World Series. So I would love to see a World Series bid. Do I think I think it's doable this year. I think we have had the injury bug hit our team as well. And pieces that have come into play have really helped a lot, but it's not been a solid grouping of guys. I mean, like, we literally rotate through 3 catchers. We rotate through different outfielders all the time. I think once we figure it out, and I think once we get past the All-Star break, I feel like we can make another push for an ALCS from us and hopefully win it this time and get our first World Series bid. That's my hope, that I don't think is super unrealistic, but I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch, for lack of a better.
And who are you beating to get through that? Get to the World Series?
God, I don't even know. Like I said, the AL is just crazy this year. It's pretty much anybody's game. I don't feel like it's going to be us in Toronto again. I don't feel like Toronto's going to back-to-back that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who I'm beating yet. I haven't delved that far into it. I do that usually after All-Star break. Right now, I'm just happy that we're sitting in first. And then I start looking at the rest once we get into the second half of the stretch. That's where I'm at. I don't feel like I'm crazy for that, do I? Am I, Ben?
No, I mean, trust me, after the All-Star break is all kinds of things happen after the All-Star break. People lose momentum, people gain momentum. People, the trade deadline is around there. So you've got that's how we won a championship in 2021 was the trade deadline and the 3-month rentals that we got. I mean, that's how we won a championship. So if you can fill in maybe some small gaps, it's great. If you don't even need but just
I don't
a
even
couple
think there's
small
gaps that we need to fill in. It's just everybody needs to be healthy. And I mean, our trade deadline last year when we did Gino and Naylor, I mean, obviously Gino didn't stick around, but Naylor did. And I love having Naylor on our team. I feel like we just need to get it together and be solid as a team with everybody playing together without injury. And I think we're good. Bring Brendan back. I miss him.
My sentiments for my team are probably around the same. I think, we could get to the World Series. Got a really tough path to get there, though, mostly through the Dodgers and, well, pretty much the entire NL West, I think. They have a way of showing up. I know the Giants aren't there right now, and the Padres are just a little bit over 500, even though they beat us last night. But I think it goes through the NL West potentially in the NL. All right, boys. Which one of you wants to go through it here? Let's go to let's skip 3 months from now.
Ben can go first, but before I start, you can disparage Ben and I's teams all you want, but at the beginning, I kind of forgot about this until just now. At the beginning, you were trashing our chances at the internal competition. And it's been proven year after year since this thing started that there's not really a correlation between winning the competition and how good your teams are. So you better just shut your mouth about the competition until we get a couple points into this and me and Ben are kicking your butt, even though the Braves are better. Go ahead,
Okay.
Ben.
So just
Tell
remember,
'em.
you don't get to add your points together because your wins together equal what ours is. That doesn't mean
It's
you add
not
your
about
points together.
wins. It's about weird crap that happens off the wheel. It's got nothing to do with wins and losses. Bad teams
Okay.
can win internal competitions.
All I heard is that all of our internal competitions are rigged by the producer. Is all I heard right there.
Well, I mean, all but the most recent one that I just won.
Gotcha. I'm just want to be clear. I appreciate the clarity there.
Got it.
Ben,
Tell us about the Red Sox, Ben.
Well, I can tell you, come September, the Mariners and the Braves are going to be in the playoffs, and the Mets and the Red Sox are not. Yeah, September, I'm hoping we're seeing the Worcester Red Sox take a bus or a car up to Boston and play for the Boston Red Sox.
With some prospects.
Yeah. Well, as soon as Cora got fired, I wanted them to take the tank approach, tank for the pick. That's where I'm at. So doesn't look like that's changing. So I guess I'm getting what I want. So yeah, let's go Red Sox. Keep it up. Keep up those L's, right? Yeah.
I agree with Ben. I hate to say it, but I'd like to think that when my team finally gets healthy and puts our normal 9 guys out there, that we'll start winning some games, but got to see it to believe it, and I ain't seen it yet through 40% of the year or whatever we're at, so ain't gonna happen. Good luck in 2028.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah, we got a
Get
long
that.
ways to go, Ben. We got a long ways before our
Long.
teams are going to be good again.
Yeah, I'm hoping they're bad enough where Craig Breslow gets fired any day now. I'm just hoping it's any day.
Oh, we
Please.
got somebody in the chat asking if Soto was a waste of money. Absolutely not. The guy is still one of the top 3 to 5 best hitters in baseball, even on a crappy team.
while I do believe Lewis would contradict that, I wish he was here to comment on it at least. We'll say that.
He would definitely comment, but it's tough to contradict. Juan Soto
Yeah,
is
no, I
so
mean,
legit.
yes, Juan Soto is, he's a guaranteed bucket. He really is. I don't think anybody's
And
really
as
going to.
far as the money, I saw this at the beginning of the year. He's not even the highest guy now. It's not even close. The money Kyle Tucker got from the Dodgers, when you start adding in what they're paying him on top of the taxes that they have to pay because they gave him that contract, it's almost $120 million this year. It's 119 and change for one guy, 1 year. $119 million is what it costs the Dodgers to sign Tucker. That's insane. That's
That's
more
like,
than a lot of teams' entire payroll for
oh, that's
one
like 3
guy.
years of the Devil Rays. I mean that's bananas. And again, something's going to it's going to have to be leveled out some. Somebody can't be paying $500 million in luxury taxes every year and be able to defer billions
Yeah.
that you can just kind of write off. It's
Well,
unbelievable. Some of these kind of things are going to have to be hashed out in the bargaining agreements. But I mean, money talks. Money talks in sports. There's nothing but money in sports.
yeah. What it all comes down to.
Well, you know what? There was a lot of negativity during this first episode, but I think it was all came from a positive place. I thought, there was a lot of good conversation with it, and a lot of people got real and honest with where they're at. And it's good to see that people aren't getting too big for their britches. So, you want to always lead with your heart and think with your head, but it looks like people are pretty level-headed and hearted for the most part. So, don't have too many delusionalists here to start with at least this season. We'll see what happens in about a month or so. Maybe the Red Sox win like maybe 3 in a row, and then maybe Ben will turn upside down, and
No, he knows better.
I'll throw a party in the streets for 3 wins in a row. Let's do it. That means
awesome.
we'll sweep someone, hopefully.
All right, awesome. Well, does anybody have any closing remarks about their team or how we want to end this to start the season?
I think we're
Go
good.
Hornets.
Go Hornets.
All right. That's exactly it. That is
When's
the
training camp?
greatest cue I've ever heard. That is the dumb shit. So I appreciate everybody hopping on, and I look forward to being your host again soon here on your host again soon in the clubhouse. What we're gonna call it.
Peace.
Peace out.
See y'all next week.
Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome, Ben.